The first person I ever hypnotized was my mother's best friend from World War I. Her name was Mina Podro. And they were best friends from that time. And what kind of woman was she? I learned very quickly. And this is one of the things I quickly picked up on, that a disease represents a person's problem. And so she was the sweetest, nicest, most giving person you could possibly meet. Something like you, but completely unselfish. You're selfish. She gave you everything. See, give her soul to be loved. But she didn't look like she was giving anything to be loved, but she was giving everything to be loved. And she was giving up her life force. And she's literally giving up her life force. That's leukemia. When you see children in hospital with leukemia, I'll bet you $10,000, 10 to 1, that you have one of those parents, most likely the mother, who does not seem to be the kind of person I'm talking about, but the one that's holding that kid too tight and drawing her so she has no life of her own. And then the doctors don't do any better, because they don't understand that they're also too kind to the kid, and they're actually inadvertently doing the same thing to the children. So that's leukemia is always the sweetest, nicest, most beautiful, most loving, most giving of self. But I could give of myself day and night, because I have more to give. The more I give, the more I have to give. But when you don't have what I just said, the kind of love that never ends, that always the more you have, the more you can give. There's no end to the supply. Then you're giving of yourself. You're giving of your gut. Men do that with their wives. They give more and more for love, and they're working 3 or 4 jobs. A truck driver has 3 or 4 jobs. He comes home and gives the money to his wife, and you've got 3 daughters, all spoiled, rotten. And he gives all the money. He's got nothing for himself, and so he's always working, and they hate him for not working, but they also like the money, and they're all spoiled and wasting all the money. They're just a rotten family. But he can't stop working harder and harder and harder, and then he dies. That's another version of it. That may not be leukemia, but see, the child is being sacrificed for the fulfillment of a mother's need, usually the mother. You cringed at that, didn't you, a little bit? Did you recognize someone like that? Anybody recognize a person like that? Who do you recognize?
Myself.
Yourself?
I give up my life force to my dad.
And to other men?
No, I don't think it's other men. Huh?
I don't think you're that. I don't think you're that, because how old are you?
64.
You would have been dead by now. You don't qualify. Lucky for you. Anybody ever seen people who... well, Mina was maybe... my mother was 54 when she died. We must have been about the same age. But... because I walked away from... I went to Africa and everything like this, so I never knew when... I just remembered, this person died of leukemia. This fits a pattern. So all my life, when I talk about the subject and describe the person, yes, I know someone like that, died from leukemia. Do you know anybody who died from leukemia? You don't know anybody, do you? You do?
Yes.
Did that fit the pattern?
I think I remember him. He just died December. I think it was bone marrow?
Well, no, leukemia is a blood disease. Am I correct? It's not the bone marrow, although the marrow, blood cells. Yeah.
I'm incorrect. Just maybe blood.
No, it's the blood disease. I suppose the
Back when I was growing up, I remember a kid dying of leukemia.
yeah. Well, that would be the case. What kind of kid was he?
I
Don't remember.
I just remember my father working in the hospital telling me my brother knew the kid that died.
If you go into a hospital with leukemic kids, all submissive, no rebels, all very submissive, loving, and you give the love to them. But actually, the love you're giving is what you're taking without realizing it. See, submissive, they're giving up their life even to the doctors. And it makes it, and they can be cured, of course, because I'm glad they have medicine for that and bring them through. But I think if the doctor's going to be a doctor, he needs to be more firm, more of the man, and not the sucking mother. See? Munchausen by proxy is another kind of blood-sucking thing, where you actually give your children ice cream and cookies and make sure you sleep with the kid, when they're 13, 14, 15 years old, to bond to the mother. And so then something goes wrong, and she gets, diabetes, or something happens, and if something doesn't happen, she'll let an accident happen, and then take it to the doctor and be the loving mother that's causing the problem. And it could be so subtle, it looks like a perfectly good woman, but you can't figure out, unless it's bruises and stuff like that, when she gets so desperate, because a person like that can get desperate and do things when it's not enough, not getting enough love, because there's not much left of the person to take. See?
Speaking of smother with love?
Well, it's worse than smother love. It's just really wicked. It is a person who's a nothing in themselves, empty, and live on the love of the only reason why they have a child is for it to bond to the mother and never let it go, and always spoil it rotten, and make sure the child is bonded to the mother in a slave way that looks like love. They're very close, but super close. So whenever anybody else says, I'm close to my mother, close, very close, I don't think that's a good thing. Anybody close to the mother here? Yeah. What, do you understand what I mean by close? Okay. So, we're going to get a mother next to you in a minute. You better not get too close to that one. Isn't that right, Wendy? I said, you better not get close to that mother. That was you. Go ahead.
Can
you stand up?
I've been really close with my mom my whole life.
How close? Do you have any infirmity from that you think?
Well, I kind of...
Is a disability from that in some way, do you sense, connected?
Well, I think I took my drug addiction and stuff far because I learned to manipulate and get over, and then I decided to just kind of... I was very willful, very...
Willful for what?
I thought I had all the answers in here,
Sounds like your mother. Women think they have all the answers. They feel superior to men. They all do. Not that they want to, because the good woman knows there's something wrong with it, but she still sees it. She's always looking for the man that understands her need She's the kind of woman you hardly. They're everywhere. They're there, and they know right from wrong, and they're looking for a man who also knows right from wrong, but she can accept his correction because she can see he knows. See that? Most women get married to dominate a man, to mother him. It's like having sex with your mother. That's what it boils down to. I hate to put it that way. Because when a boy has need for his for a mother, and he goes from one mother to another, there's sex involved, and he's having sex with his mother. Because he's looking for the love. It looks like, the excessive sexual needs have to do with the craving, the love-hate relationship he has with his mother, which ends up as a need for mother, because no father stops that relationship. The father doesn't get in the way and says, no, you can't sleep with your daughter, or you can't sleep with your son when he's 5 years old. It's enough already. See, the bond's still there. The bond has to be broken between the mother and the child, and the daughter. And the father has to do it. And so a woman needs to look for a man who knows how to take the children away from her grasp, the ancestral grasp, the generational grasp, that women have a grasping quality of the children and the husband, the desire to dominate and turn the whole thing upside down, so hell rules the woman, and the woman rules the children, and the children hold the husband, and everything is upside down. Hell rules. Hell rules through a woman. You cannot let her rule. You dare not let her rule. But because you see, the father is the one that distributes the identities. The woman, if you have a good father, if you have a good woman, she's relieved of the bringing up of the children after they get to a certain age. There's something a woman can do that a man cannot do. She suckles her children. And in the beginning, till the age of 1 or 2, they need their mother completely. The father needs to be there, presence. Then the father, slowly but surely, draws the children away from the mother. And there's the war begins. There's her security. Living thing is a child. And the woman not having life, she's basically a parasite. Don't be rude. I'm not being rude. Women are parasites. And they feed off the stupid men. And so whose fault is it? The men. Don't blame the women, because the men call upon the woman for love. It's the calling on her that called up the dark sider to feed on him. And the dark side rises like you swoon sweetly for its presence. And it awakens the sexual impulse. You know what the sexual impulse is? A man shouldn't have so much sexual impulse. It's not natural for the super excessive. It means that he's done. Let me see if we can put something into practice. How many times a year does a rhino have sex with another rhino?
Oh, no.
Yes, doctor. I love that guy. Actually, he's right. About once every 3 years. Why? Because why? Because they're tough creatures who needs millions of rhinos running around. Nature decides the mortality of something. I don't know how many times whales have sex, maybe once a year. So, the greater the mortality of a human being, the more wrong the person is, the more quickly he dies. He starts to die. And as he dies, the necessary to replace himself increases. Even though he doesn't need to be replaced, he thinks he needs to be praised. And there's no love there. It's all about sex, all about fulfillment, all about getting love from a woman like the dad did. That's why he was no damn good. It's just really ridiculous. I don't know how I could put all this stuff together. And I'm not offending ladies, I hope not. Because I'm actually defending you. Because I'm not blaming you. I'm actually saying, look, what pigs men are. But you help them to be pigs, you see? And you can't help yourself to rise to the piggy need. Because your own selfishness is involved too. The desire to dominate. And then you're damned if you are to dominate and damned if you don't. After a while, when you're dominating a guy, you don't love him anymore. You hate him. Then you look for him, then you don't dominate because you're sick of dominating you're becoming a man, he's becoming a woman or a beast. So therefore you've divorced this one, and this time you become a lover. You don't want to change him. He changes you, you see. So, have I disturbed anybody here? Anybody want their money back? You seem to be a little disturbed by this. Are you? Are you okay with it? What's your name?
My name's Ola.
Ola? Are you okay? Because you seem just to be moved a little bit. I just wondered if what I said bothered you.
I'm just trying to digest it, and it's a lot of information, so.
Well, it affects your relationship. What I'm trying to say is don't be too easy to give yourself to men. Don't be too easy to give yourself to men. Don't think by giving yourself to a man. See, sexuality is the hypnotic fact of sexuality is transferable. If I hypnotize you, or you, anybody here, and everybody's watching, then suddenly you're able to do that to them too, where you couldn't do it before. Transferred my power to you. I still have my power, but I just anoint you. I say, he can do it now. So it's making him the boss. And so all of a sudden you find yourself doing what he tells you. Except it's not a work situation. And that's how governments are formed. You hypnotize them by giving them too much. And then making them entitled and giving a position of power. Now you have this job. And then you've appointed that person to, and everybody starts to respond to that person. See that? So all I'm trying to get the ladies here to do, I know many of you are too old for all this nonsense, but you can actually see where some of your problems come from, where your anger comes from, and the hostility comes from your dad and from your mom, because dads are not men, and women are not ladies. And it's pretty rare to find a lady and a gentleman. And if you find a lady and a gentleman, it's all phony. It's all on the surface. What we're looking for is for real people. And real people are rare. Because the reality of a person, the nature of a decent person is want to be real, but there's no way, no place you can go to find anything but phony. You go to church and they say the marriage bed is not profaned, and it's an honourable thing. It's bullcucky. It's just a license to violate the female. That's all it is. I'm marrying you now. I could have my way with you. You got to submit. That's not really the case at all. Because a person who loves his wife doesn't do that. He waits for invitation. But then he's very discerning that that's not an invitation, it's a seduction. You have to know the difference between invitation, love, wanting baby or something, or seduction, to have a fur coat. Now, to say to yourself, this is too much for me. You see, but I'm talking about a protocol that is written in you. Can you hear what I'm saying? Does any lady know what I'm talking about? How many ladies here understand what I'm talking about? You don't put up your hand yet. Oh, you're going to wipe your nose, I get it. How many ladies here get the idea? Let me see. Nearly all of you, right? Even the old ladies. See, not offended, right? But information like this on the radio, I talk about this on the radio whenever it comes around to it. But it don't come around to it as deeply as I can with you. I just want you to understand a lot of your traumas come from your failing of a father. And the failing of the father reproduces, children who, boys who don't know how to be men and grow up to be failing fathers. And women who look for love from fathers, from husbands, that are just like their fathers, weak ones or strong ones. See? And they find they're married to their father, or they're married to their mother that is in the husband that looks like a nice person or a strong person. He isn't. He's compensated. He looks like he's a strong person. He still has needs. And so you give yourself to this strong person, thinking he's a noble person, that's the man I need, he's not like my father, and you marry to your mother because the strength is the bitch of your mother. The strength in him is the meanness of his. It's not strength at all, it's meanness. It's so complicated, yet very simple. Just if I can get you younger people off to a good start and leave the ladies alone and be hard to get, be dignified, so when they approach you and they want to give you sex, say, no, not tonight, Josephine, thank you. Then they'll say, what kind of man are you? Because most of the women today are whores. That's what the government and the schools have done to them. See that? And so, what was I going to say about that? But when you go out with a young lady, immediately you find instead of you wanting to take them to bed, they want to take you to bed, because their common name should be Manita, meaning man-eater. They want to, once they've fallen and been lost their virginity, lost their virtue, they want to eat you. And if you say no, they call you all kinds of no. You've been listening to Roy Masters? You're having sex with Roy Masters? I know you. You're weird. They're going to accuse you of all kinds of things. They're going to tell you, you're not a man. You are a man when you can refuse. And be a gentleman. And not press your advantage or allow yourself to be manipulated. This is what virtue is. It's not a tough road. It's much easier. Yes. Do you understand me?
I do understand.
You better believe it, right?
I have to admit it. Like what you're saying about my relationship with my mom and stuff. Like it doesn't feel good initially to hear,
yeah.
But it's right on. And you're talking about without even knowing. I didn't say that I have this kind of overly excessive relationship with women, but I do. And my whole life I've been.
You can't say it, but you can say it.
Oh, I mean, I've always been that guy that I don't do the what you've been talking about.
What was I talking about?
I'm not being the right man and saying
I see what you mean.
And saying no thanks.
Not
In
tonight,
fact,
Josephine.
it's like in my younger years, I looked at it as like an achievement of being a man.
Yeah, like you look at it as an ice cream sundae. Women are not ice cream sundae. If you think of that way, you're going to get a licking. But so you're going to be a gentleman from now onwards, I hope.
Yes.
It really pays. So God will forgive you for all the other things. And let that go now. Start a new life. And put a distance between you and your mom. Because you have really when you are close like that, you're not free. So you really have a secret hatred towards your mother, even a bit draws you closer to her and women. Or draws you away from her to women. You run away from her to the women. See? But this forms another bond. So it's like swinging from tree to tree by your prehensile tail, like an ape.
I remember when I was in the 6th grade, they started teaching sexual education,
Yeah.
and I felt horrible about it. I didn't
Yeah,
like
me-
it. And but women today, they don't dress right. They show off their cleavages and
Yeah.
their legs and their arms. I mean, they just don't put on the right clothes.
Well, all it does is weaken, all designed to weaken the men, so you don't have any men. So you have upside down society, feminized men. And not fit for war, not fit to stand up, not fit for anything, except, you know, a little coddling and, you know, some money and a living. You get a nice rich husband, he's got bald head and fat, as long as he's got lots of money, give him what he wants. Trouble is you don't have too many of those, but you still, women still have the need to sort of suckle. I didn't like the word suck because it sounds too rude. But to live off the essence of a man. And then men, when they are mean, they turn around and bully a woman to draw the life back from her servitude. And that makes him a huge bully. See? Because you can't get back what you lost. You can't go to the casino and get back what you lost, because what you've lost is your soul to the casino. So you think you're going back for the money, but you lost. You're going back for the soul you lost, because even if you win, you lose. If you get your money back and then some, you lost. You're still addicted to get your soul back. You don't understand, it's your soul. There's you've got gambling. See that? Everything I've said is one thing. Very quiet all of a sudden. Let me try something. Let me see. Kagan, you want to give this a try?
You try maybe tomorrow?
Are you afraid?
No, I'm not afraid.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I respect it. You see, anybody feel afraid holding this? Anybody has a fear of me, of this? Anybody has a feeling? Nobody? Or want a minute?
I feel warm in my chest.
Do? Want to come up here a minute? We haven't
I need
spoken.
to talk into it because I forget. This morning, I think it would have worked. Right now, we'll see.
No, we don't know what works. We don't know. But the warmth in your chest is an interesting reaction.
Okay, yesterday, I was up here in September and you did me so much good. My life has been better. But when I left, I really ran away from here. I didn't convert back to when I got home, and my life has been better. But coming back up here, I feel the war of the worlds. And yesterday, all day, everything I did was wrong, and everything I said was wrong. And it was like punishment because of that I ran away.
I see.
And
We don't punish here, though.
pardon?
We don't punish here.
I should be over it by now. I've had so many blessings, and I understand you.
So, but there's something at work in that that's unfinished.
Yes, there is. And I don't know what it is, and I know that I make it worse by trying to fight it and get rid of it myself. And so that's why I came.
I'm glad you came up.
I am too.
Let me help you with this. There you are.
Could I have another one, please? Thank you.
You have more tears? Here's another one for next day.
But I know there's nothing I can do about it.
But there is something I can do about it.
I don't doubt that very much anymore.
Can you tell me what you think it might be? How long have you been this way? Since a little girl?
Mm-hmm.
Who did it? Who are you blaming?
Mother.
So it seems a lot of mothers here.
I told you before she gave me away, but I
she
see
really?
she couldn't help it. I see she was broken, and I know she didn't know what she was doing.
How old were you?
Was 4.
Where's your dad?
Pardon?
But where's the dad in the picture?
Oh, he was shot when I was 2.
I see. So she actually had trauma. She had a lot of trauma. And she must have had a lot of anger, trauma, from being shot, her husband being shot.
Well, I think they were separated by then. I think she
Is
got
that right?
married when she was 16,
Oh, I
so
see.
I think she was over it by then and wanted to. I guess she already.
But did you ever
left
see your
him. I
mother
don't-
again?
Pardon?
Did you ever see your mother?
Yes, when I was 14, I left the people that she gave me to, and I went to her.
And?
And my uncle, who raised me, always.
Was he good?
He was a good man. He was broken, but he was good. He thought that she was a bitch and a whore.
Was she?
He didn't say it, but he thought it.
Yeah.
And I thought she was a princess. And
But you
he
wanted to see her as a princess. Who would want to see a mother that way?
He
Because
was-
you
he
see,
was
it's very
right.
important for your identity to see your mother in a good light.
He was right.
Yeah.
But
So when you realized the truth, could you handle that?
no, I got married. I ran away and got married to get away.
How'd that work out?
For 23 years we stayed together, but it was hell.
Are you still married?
No, I divorced him, and I should have worked it out.
Have children?
I have 3, and they're pretty good people. We hurt him so bad.
What's so bad? Feel guilty about some stuff?
I'm sorry?
Do you feel guilty about some of this that you're addressing now?
I am guilty. And he was guilty. We were guilty.
But you wanted to stay together to be unlike what didn't stay together in your childhood. You wanted to love your children, didn't you?
Yes.
Maybe you loved them too much?
No.
But what's the problem then? What was the problem here? Because you're basically a decent person. I know that. But what went wrong? You wanted children, right?
No, I got pregnant when I was 17. We were married, but I got pregnant when I was 17.
So
And, we didn't know how to be parents, and
And
he
I'm-
was jealous of the baby, and the whole mess, the whole hell
Didn't
thing.
love your children?
I didn't know what love was, and I
Did you
knew
reject
that.
them? Did you reject them?
No.
How did you treat them?
My first one was a boy, and I didn't treat him well.
Why is that? What did you do to you? For which reason? Or what were you projecting? Were you projecting something about your father on him because he's a man or a boy? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how you can hate your own children because your father was...
I didn't hate him. I was conflicted.
You couldn't love. You didn't know what love was.
I couldn't love him.
So the only thing you couldn't love is just to make him feel like there's something wrong with him.
And he's the best one of the lot.
Yeah. See how that is? If you can't love someone, you make them feel like there's something wrong with wanting to be loved.
He's a good kid.
And then you're okay. And then there's something wrong with the kid, not you. So he's okay.
He's a good
What
kid.
about the other two?
They're good people.
Do you have grandchildren?
I have 7 grandchildren, and I have 13 great-grandchildren, and they're beautiful.
So why are you crying? Don't they love you?
Yes, they love me, but I see what happens to them.
What?
I mean, their parents are good people, but
That's
I
good.
see what happens to them, and
What do you mean? What you see? What happens to?
I
Tell
see
me.
what we do to our kids. I see
But
where
not
we
we.
fail them.
But the parents do your children doing to their children.
Everybody does it to their kids. It's wrong.
So give me a rough idea what bothers you the most about what you see.
They're innocent.
I know. I can cry with you. And you were part of it. But they couldn't help. They can't help them. So they don't even know they're doing it, do they?
No.
So you have a problem with the whole world, really, don't you?
I do. It's kind of includes everybody.
You're a very nice lady. I don't ever care what you think of yourself. I think of you as a decent person, just broken, right?
Very.
So how is it, how being angry, you're angry with them? Aren't you angry with them, doing this to their children, but you can't stop it? So that, aren't you angry with the family? Even though the kids are nice?
No.
Well,
I don't know either.
How can you intercede, do you think?
Oh, I can.
How are you
I
going to?
take the kids
And how do you treat them?
I treat them like I wish everybody would treat their kids. They're
I think that-
humans. I mean, they're little beings.
But through you, they have hope. So why are you crying though? Because they haven't rejected you.
No.
You are with them. So it only takes one. See, it only takes me for you. It takes me for all of these people.
I
It
know.
takes one for all your grandchildren.
I know.
Do you know you have a chance to do a lot of good?
Well,
If you're more confident,
they
peace.
respond so beautifully.
To
They
you.
you don't even have to say that much.
That's good.
They just know. They feel it. They know.
So, are you okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you not need much help here?
I don't know.
You need do you feel that you got something this time?
I always do.
What this time? I can say, be happy to be alive. To be happy that you got these beautiful grandchildren.
I am.
And live your life in a way that they help them grow up straight to deal with their parents.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I do with my kids.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why yesterday it comes on and I can't do anything about it. I used to fight it. I know I made it worse.
What are you fighting though? That's what I want to know. What it is in you that you're fighting? There's something in you that's fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell me what that is? Could you define it?
I think if I don't do it, nobody else will.
Well, what is there to fight?
My other self.
You mean your other self wants to be
The
mean to the
darkness.
kids?
No.
Well, What do you mean? If you have the power to be a good influence against a bad influence, or whatever, isn't that a good thing?
Mm-hmm.
And does it really have to work on every one of the kids?
No.
Because they have a choice.
Yeah.
They can go on being rotten, but some of them will love grandma. Got it?
They all do. They're good kids.
Okay. So, what are you crying about? I need to know what you're crying. Why you have to fight something. I want to know what it is you're fighting, or what you think it might be.
I got the devil in me, Roy. I always have.
You mean the devil in you like this? Let me move this and put it on your back. You feel something coming up in your throat.
It's gonna choke.
It's trying to choke you. Yeah. It's like this, is it? You'll be all right. It's going away. That's not her, that's the thing. That's what I'm is. That's not her. That's it. This will do its thing. It's not. That's not you. That's the you. That's the you you've been fighting.
No. I've been so wrong.
You'll be all right. It's over now. It's dead. It was always death. It was only alive in you because you gave it life by struggle. It tricks you. That wasn't you. Never was you. That's what made you do the silly things. You didn't have good parents, I get it. But I'll do for the time being, will I? You a Christian lady?
Yes.
Well, now you're experiencing what Christianity is all about. It's called repentance. It's called salvation. You are being saved as I'm speaking. It's always been there, but as a conflict, not as a peace. See?
And the problem is I don't him.
Doubting? What are you doubting?
I'm not doubting time I've known him. He's always followed me.
Of course, but he's doing. But now you're letting him do the job. Now you're letting him take over, so you don't have to struggle. You can't take the place. You can't struggle and take the place of God. You have to learn that of yourself you could do nothing.
No.
Yes. I know you've been struggling, but you're struggling against the thing, and as if you could, because you really didn't have the faith to let it go. But you did just now. And you're going to be fine. Okay. Hello. Painful, isn't it? It's painful to watch. How are you all doing? How many people felt something there, did you? What did you feel?
Pain.
Pain for her? Or your own pain?
Maybe my own.
Mm-hmm. Something stirring here.
Yes.
So that's the same thing in her as in you. You're going to be here for a couple of days?
One more day.
Maybe tomorrow you want to sit here?
Or now if you want, or wait till tomorrow.
Wait till tomorrow?
I could try it now if you like.
No? Wait till tomorrow.
Okay. I wanted to ask you
The
guys.
evil has something to look forward to. It's a form of hypnosis. What were you going to say?
This morning you spoke about the government. The more, I think you said, you give, the more it wants.
Well, anybody is hungry.
It seems I'm having trouble with them, with building inspectors bullying me, and nighttime tooth grinding. I had that symptom.
You know, I've had nothing else but trouble with media and government. They tried to take my non-profit away 3 times. I beat them 3 times. And for no reason. You know what reason was? I didn't have regular Sunday morning talks. I didn't have a sermon every week. I was sick. I was in hospital. And they come to see Roy Masters, not anybody else. So I didn't have anybody to do it. So when I came out of hospital, I did it sponsored back. But no, the rule is you have to have meetings every week. And the people outside the walls of the church don't count. But I won every point, short of one. So my status grew. But still, they wanted to take my church status away to get to me for all the other things. See? That's why it was so important. So it cost a lot of money. 10 years. $450,000, your money. But it was important to spend your money that way so I could keep doing what I'm doing, not to tear me to pieces a little bit at a time. But it was all liberal stuff. I chose to have a new law, and they tried to check. They thought I was the weakest link in the church system. And if they won with me, they would have won with everybody else. See? But I stood alone. The churches didn't help me. They knew. So, in the very end, it came out right, but I wasn't happy with that. I took it to the Supreme Court, and it almost got there. It got there, and they were going to take it on, but then they had more important things to do and decided against it. But I took it that far, and they know I will take that far again, because it was really of no significance at all. They just wanted me. Then they get me for practicing medicine without a license. See? They can't help me with being a healer. It's the church. So, I'm a church. But I'm not like any other church, am I? I'm having I'm having a ball with all of them. Media's afraid of me now. They had their time, but they only made me stronger. That's all they did. 53 years past. Are you all right?
Yes.
Oh, just a sneeze. You didn't blow out a devil, did you? Well, I thought somebody's having a fit back there.
Something like that look like.
I didn't get your name. What was your name? Your first? Huh?
Joyce.
Joyce. Joyce. You feeling better, Joyce?
Yes.
You'll be all right now. You are a sweet lady. Yeah, you are, you know, you're God's own. I tell you, you are. You had to go through these things. Do you understand? This is your journey. This is your trials and tribulations, and you held on to your faith.
Thank God for you,
You
Roy.
did. So, you and I were destined to meet.
You're my best friend.
Thank you. Yes, would you stand, please? Thank you, so I can see you. I only saw a hand going up. I thought there was someone sinking under the water somewhere.
One time I felt demonic.
Oh, you're the lady with the oxygen tank.
I'm the one.
Yeah.
I felt a demonic cursing inside of me one time. You know, the evil.
What did you feel when? What did you feel when you saw
You
this?
didn't put the cross on me, and that's what my question was. I feel like I was really helped by you, but do I need to have the cross on me?
No, you're fine. If you were helped by me.
Okay,
You
I
see,
might be bad.
already you're having less need for your oxygen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Since yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? Yeah, it wasn't very long. But you just watch. As the days go on, without you realizing it, without you any effort, you'll suddenly be forgetting to, put your gadget on, whatever you call it.
And I walked all the way across the field, and I didn't even think about, what I had done, and I did it. So.
See, the reason why Jesus could heal so easily, but he could do something I can't do. He can give you a set of new eyeballs. See, I can't give you, but I can help you if you're hysterical blindness. I can help you with that because it's more my skill. And as I grow older, maybe I can do other things. But I do seem to be, as I get older, I seem to have something. I used to be a real feisty little kid. And I'd fight as a drop of a hat, but I wouldn't look for the fight. The fight would come looking for me. The fight still comes looking for me. It's the media, it's the government. Bigger things now. And they know how to deal with me. Yeah. Can you stand up so we can hear you better? Because all these heads you're speaking through, it dulls down your voice so we can't hear anything. All they do is people feel thoughts coming in their head from you. They need to come from me.
just looking at that, when you wave it around a little bit, I just feel my heart.
Did you?
Yeah.
Want to sit down?
I don't know.
No, thank you. Well, you can. See, it couldn't hurt, could it? It couldn't hurt.
I don't know why. It just races a little bit.
Yeah, but it may not be. The exorcisms may not be dramatic, but they may just feel a warmth, your heartbeat, something like that. So maybe it's already happened, but we'll just see. What do you feel? Okay?
I'm okay.
Good. Sit down. Be fine. It's either there or it isn't. Or it's not ready to come out. That's it, see. I don't like to experiment with this. I knew that lady. Is it Joyce? Joyce? Is it Joyce? Did I get... Yeah, because I have a terrible name. The minute you tell me your name, I forget it right away. It's my terrible. Maybe you can help me with that. Yes.
You said that diseases have personalities when you were talking.
You have an identity. Every disease connected to a various lifestyle which represents the kind of path you choose to feel better, or something like that, to recover what's been lost. So it could be drugs, it could be alcohol, it could be repressed feeling, it could be looking for love in all the wrong places. So you may not be an alcoholic, but you may be a people-aholic. See, but each one of those produce a variation of a theme, variation of an illness. And if I could write it all down, I'm not going to do it. I could have a big laundry list and say, this, when a person behaves this way, this is the kind of disease he's going to have. Well, that'd be just right on the money.
Because I have glaucoma, and my mother has it, and my grandmother had it.
Eyes.
Yes, but my grandmother raised me most of my childhood. She had glaucoma, and she was like me.
Yeah.
You know, I have her identity.
Well, cancer and glaucoma,
Yes.
which are diseaseless diseases, you know, it's not catching, it's not
Right.
not infectious.
Right.
But
But my
cancer-
mother was. Go ahead.
Yeah, but the point is, you are like your mother.
My mother's like and my mother raised me the second half of my childhood, and they're like total opposite personalities. My grandmother was weak and mild,
Yeah.
and my mother was mean and
they both had
overbearing,
glaucoma?
and they both got glaucoma.
Yeah, it all depends upon the weak before the strong. You can't always tell. When you're looking at a strong person, you're looking at a weak person before a stronger person. Yeah. See, she's playing if your mother is really weak, then the strength comes out towards the weaker. I had a person, I never forget it. My son had a big real estate business, and he sold his share to his brother and went into radio. But I met a lady that was so feeble. I have never, ever seen anyone that feeble in my entire life. And I thought to myself, I asked her, "Are you married?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Oh, you know, that man, I can't believe this. This man it's got to be stronger than this." But come find out that she's in charge of him. You can't believe that anybody could be weaker than that. There was husband. So he sees the strong side of her. See, she married somebody weaker. Then I can't imagine, because I never saw her husband. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see that one. Must be a little stupid skin for him crawling around.
So my mother was.
Look, I'll tell you a little secret.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. I've seen a whole family of people. So you have great-grandmother, grandmother, mother, children. But if you look carefully at this particular group I'm talking about, each one is feeding on the other. The grandmother is 100 years old. She looks like 70, 60. The mother is 50 years old, but she looks 60. And then you and eventually you go down the line and the kids are all emaciated. See that? So there's a certain kind of illness that is transferred by atmosphere, emotional climate. And cancer is one of them. It doesn't necessarily run in the family, it gallops. So they think, look, my father died at 42, but I know he smoked 3 packs a day. I didn't notice him, but I just heard that he did. And my mother died at 56, and but so when I went to hospital, they want to find out, you know, how old was your grandfather? I never knew my grandfather. They all died. I never knew any of them when I was a baby. So they all died. I would keep saying it's Jewish food does it every time. See? But the point is, they look for, in cancer, is a diseaseless cancer. It is not infectious. It is transferred by atmosphere. If you become like your mother, let's say you love your mother and you're feeding yourself to your mother. Yeah, whatever it was, whoever was the strongest, they feed on you, and you get the same symptoms as so if your mother dies from cancer, you might die from cancer. And I have to tell you, if that happens, let's say your mother's dying from cancer in the hospital, she's 70, 60, you've got to be very careful how you enter that room to visit her. I mean this. You have to be pretty well sealed off, pretty much independent, detached, and you watch her die. But in that state, you can try to bring her back to sanity. But the chances are she will unconsciously bring you in. Because sometimes they'll feel better when you come into the room. And when they feel better when you come into the room, they're drawing from you. And as they're drawing for you, you're giving you the identity, the queen is dead, long live the queen. And pretty soon you're going to feel like you're going to get cancer. And you may.
She looks 77, laying there in the bed, and the last hour and a half before she passed, I was standing there the whole time. And she looked like she was like 42 years old when she finally took her last breath. I'd never seen anything like it. And you talking about that is...
Like the picture of Dorian Gray.
Yeah.
As she died, she began to be as old.
You know, I don't know.
So funny you should bring that up, right?
I have diabetes too.
Emotions. You eat sensible? No.
Yeah.
You? What's sensible to you? What kind of food do you eat? Lots of bread and cookies and not.
I didn't used to. I used to do it just
sensible.
I used to check my blood every 2 hours. Used to count everything just to the T.
And now you don't?
No.
Because you don't care. You don't care if you die. That's
sort of.
That's your depression. What are you depressed about? You got no family. You got
there's no way.
You love, right?
Yeah.
You never loved your brother. You didn't ever think for a minute you loved your brother. You wanted to save him as a means of saving yourself. You don't. This sounds like crazy.
No, I think
it makes
sense.
So you're attached to him, and you try to save him because your parents were not much good. See, so you wanted to save him because it's supposed all you had, and so you try to save him from drugs. You actually projected a good in him that wasn't there, and you try to nurture that, but it got to you. It got to you. When you try to save somebody, you're playing God, and they play you. Actually, they get worse, and you don't understand. You feel guilty because how you feel guilty is, I feel guilty for not doing enough for him. That if I tried a little harder, maybe I can help him. But you are guilty of helping him too much, sort of giving too much of your life to him, and then he dies, and there he lies in the grave, and you're there with him. Your soul is there with him. See? Do you understand? Do you understand Christianity now? That you should have let him go. You should, but you grew up needy. You grew up angry, needy, not knowing the pathway to paradise, which I can show you now. You're seeing it happen here, right? And so therefore you find your center in other people. A brother. What more? Family. It's the only family I've got. So you want something from him, you want love. And you have to give him love to get love. But you didn't know you're feeding his sickness by spoiling him. And I can tell you, he hated you. He died quicker. This is the hard part.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I never thought of it quite like that.
See? I'm glad you're sitting in the front. There's something to, listen, you're a good man. You wouldn't be here if you weren't a good man. All these people, decent people here. And nobody can tell you this. Nobody would tell you this. You would have gone believing otherwise and died. I want you to live. Help me build a house or something.
Yeah.
For free.
We can negotiate.
You think you're going to be okay?
Yeah.
Don't need a cross, do you? There's it's just enough to see it.
Huh?
It'll free you. If you see it, it frees you. If you see it, it frees you. Are you Christian, gentlemen? Kind of. You've lost your faith in your religion. Kind of.
Well, I kind of wasn't ever there.
Never was there.
But
You know,
I never disbelieved.
Do you believe in Jesus?
Yeah.
Do you believe he's in me?
Yeah.
I got a message for you. Don't worry. It's the Jewish faith. Don't worry.
Oh.
Worry is back to front. It's an upside down faith. Isn't it? Worry. You worry about your kids hate you. Because you don't trust them. The more you worry about, the worse they get. Okay now?
Yeah.
Good. How you doing, Keegan?
You know, I'm thinking about my brother, my younger brother, and he means a lot to me, but I'm starting to see that I think when I was young, I had a sense that something was wrong with my family, I guess, my parents.
Yes.
And I wanted to protect my younger brother. I had some bond with him that I think started out really pure. In fact, I remember the day he was born. When he came home, he was 4 years younger than me. I was probably 7. And I remember just thinking, like you say, you know, it wasn't my thought, but it was a thought given to you, I guess. And I remember thinking that I was just so excited. I didn't even know, you know, a little kid was going to walk through the door.
That's kind of sweet.
But I think as I got worse, our relationship did a full 180. And, you know...
What made you worse, though? What made you worse in relation to him? Was he difficult?
No, he's a sweet kid.
He's just still a sweet kid.
He's just so broken.
Who broke him?
Oh, man.
The parents?
Oh, yeah.
The parents that sent you here?
Yeah. Well,
there's some good coming out of this.
Right. I mean, they have a genuine aspect to them. But my mom she's very irritating, where that's how she controls the kids, by irritating them. You know, constantly. She's always nagging, always on us, always on us.
Are you ready to, are you going to go home and live at home?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm not ready to talk about it because something's kind of stopping me from talking about it. But,
what are you going to do when you get home to deal with this broken mother that's breaking that beautiful kid brother?
I don't know.
But you made it. You're making it now.
You know?
It took you a while. Do you know you have to have a journey?
That's right.
You can't expect life to be, for your family or anyone, to be any better than yours in some way. Each have their own symptom, their own particular burden.
Yeah.
You had yours.
Right. I think...
And she had hers. Joyce had hers.
You know, what I see now is that after that traumatic event where...
the cellar scene. Yeah.
That's right, where the devil possessed me. I realize now that I needed a father.
Get it. And you got the wrong father down there in the cellar.
He has what it takes. He just doesn't have the understanding yet.
Yeah.
So what happens is he becomes a good man. Always, you know, the life force got taken out of him by my mother. So he was never around. I saw him maybe 5 minutes a day, but I guess...
This is all brand new stuff to me. I'm glad you're telling me.
Yeah. I can tell, like, when I'm here, the energy of stuff is so critical. It feels like love. It's something I haven't felt, you know, forever. So, I guess they go hand in hand. The weaker the father, the more the mother has to control the kids.
The more you have the dark side of your mother,
right,
that cries out for the bright side of your father that isn't there.
Right.
That's desperation.
And it's like a teetering act. And, you know, I was so confused, you know, still growing up. This is really embarrassing, but I guess out with it, you know, I was confused, like, sexually. I had no idea who I was. You know, my whole identity was completely shattered.
Yeah, because fathers are supposed to give boys identity, not mothers.
And, you know, I never, but, I guess for me, you know, the rest of my family, and I don't want to talk on their part, but every one of us are completely broken. I have 3 other siblings. We all have some kind of symptom of, you know, I guess I can go through it. My older brother had tremendous anger issues. My youngest brother, who I love dearly, you know,
you could have a suicide in that family.
I know, and it's actually came to my mind, but I don't want to think about that.
Now,
right now.
I think you have a mission here. First of all, you have to stop hating your mother, because you can't. Otherwise, you can't do it. You want to save your brother? Help save him? Still love him? You want to help him like I'm helping you? You can, you know. It's not too far along. He's not that complicated yet. You pull him aside, go for nice walks.
Yeah.
And wait for the words.
Yeah.
Don't have to do anything. Just wait for the words.
Yeah.
That's the magic. You don't have to prepare. You okay?
Yeah, I feel better.
Good. Those crazy convulsions are not so strong.
I don't know.
Slept a good sleep last night, did you?
No, I didn't get a very good night's sleep last night.
Yeah, have you had a good night's sleep since you've been here?
I've had, you know, a decent... Well, I didn't sleep my entire life after it happened. So... So I guess a good night's sleep is like, I don't know.
Not sleeping makes you more vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't sleep my entire life.
I can tell you what you can ask the doctor for. That will help you. I'll pass it by my doctor friend. Alprazolam, a little bit. That would take the edge off so you can sleep. Am I right?
Yeah, that would be helpful, or some Imovane.
Imovane. Is something over the counter?
No. I think you need a prescription.
Maybe you can...
So what happened was I got to the point in my life where stress was so overwhelming I had to stop everything I did. I mean, I had to for the sake of my life. And it took me about a year of regenerating before I was finally able to even get like an hour of sleep, and then 2 hours, and then 3 hours.
That's good.
So I'm at the point now where I feel like my body, because the body needs energy to even sleep, I'm learning.
Yeah.
And I was so depleted that I'm at the point where, I'm starting to get, I'm like, first it was, I'm dreaming, this is amazing. Now I know what it's like to dream. And then it was, now I'm getting more sleep, I just need more time to rest. But, so my body's building.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Our doctor's speaking.
Sure. Or you might want to try some melatonin, which is...
Melatonin doesn't work.
Oh, it kills
Not strong enough.
No.
I openly confess that the agony of my operations, all the wrong kind, but 3 operations that never worked, and it really messed me up. The only way, when I went to the hospital for the second angiogram, because my bladder had swollen to the point it was crushing my kidneys. But everything else was fine. And Dr. Shah, who is the most famous doctor in America, he's my good friend. He says, I love that man, and I love him too. Because he can't believe all the things, good things that are happening. And so, I went to the hospital with such agony. I hadn't slept for a week. Nothing. So I said, I can't take the angiogram without, I don't know what to do. It's not a good thing. So they gave me something. But the agony of my life was so much, couldn't sleep much. I went through years and years of not being able to sleep. The only thing that helped, nothing helped me. A small little piece of, a quarter of it helped me sleep. Now, I'm not hardly need it anymore, just a little bit. Because I'm so much better. Still got a little bit more to go, just a little bit. I'm okay. But you do need a little help. And that is actually Xanax. Is that correct, Doctor?
Yes.
Xanax. So, but it never made me addicted. See, it just, and I took also, I don't think I need this anymore. And I've gone away without it, but the doctor says you should really not quit too soon. Because I'm fine. I take a Telenol. A Telenol? Yeah, just a tiny piece. A half of the smallest part. I actually don't need it, but I'm not sure how to... I actually go with a week or so without it. I don't notice anything, but I've got to be careful about listening to that doctor.
Yeah, what it does is it slows down your heart and it prevents angina.
Well,
so it's something you don't want to start and stop.
It doesn't bother me. My blood pressure stays the same. Nothing. I check it all out. So I think it's pretty safe to go a little less, because I don't notice it when I don't take it.
And it might make you sleepy, so it's best taking it at nighttime.
Yes, I do. Oh, I see. So medicine could be good. A little bit. Just for a little bit for sleep. You do need that sleep. I do advise it. I don't like to prescribe medicine, or suggest it, I should say. But there's a time, and the really good one is that Aprozalan or Xanax, just a little piece. Much. You need that. That will help you. Sometimes medicine is good for you. See, it helps you get over that. And when you get stronger, you don't need it anymore. Got it? It's not something you're going to be dependent on. But you can't be that strict that you don't need a little bit of help once in a while. So you need to ask your doctor, maybe have a talk to our good doctor. He'll explain to you these things, so I don't have to be meddled with it. He's a professional person. I'm only talking about my own experience. Okay?
Did you say something about Ativan?
No. Did you say something about Ativan? I don't know what you said. Just no.
Ativan is in a similar family as lorazepam, but Ativan or lorazepam it's a different compound.
Yeah. So I'm only just seeing that he needs sleep, and that sleep is curative. And if it takes just a little bit of help, see, nothing worked for me. The pain and the agony, and couldn't sleep. But I wasn't frustrated. I just was wide awake all the time, as strong as you can be. But while my bladder was so blown up, it was crushing my organs. And it was creating symptoms of heart attack, because because the heart was being affected. So all those enzymes showed up in the tests. And the doctor said, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. We can't. You're a 75-year-old person, I think 70 years old. We can't see anything wrong. Any time I have X-rays, nothing's ever wrong. And most of the time, what was wrong after that is Xanax. Xanax is a very deadly drug. It's got to be something. It kills all the bacteria, so you can't digest your food properly." Huh?
I think you're speaking about Cipro, not Xanax.
Oh no, Cipro. No, is it Cipro? Is it Cipro? Yes. I beg your pardon. You're correct. I beg your pardon. That was a slip of mine. It's Cipro. And they give that to everybody. And I found a way to get straight to the site. See, and said to the doctor, "Look, I can't take this stuff anymore. I got pseudomonas all these years." And they even I didn't know I had it, and they even operated on me with that pseudomonas, because pseudomonas is a kind of illness or an infection you get, urinary infection. It can be very dangerous, but it's like a forest. As long as the forest is wet, and the bunches of leaves and wood shavings are wet, they're sort of like also wet, but they're glowing hot because of spontaneous combustion, but it's not doing anything harmful. But if the forest becomes dry, it takes off. It burns down the forest. You don't see much of that around here, but in Alabama, where I met my wife, we walked in the woods and you see little piles of wood and leaves that are glowing. They're red hot. Takes down the forest. So as long as you're healthy, you can live with it. I've lived with it for 12. I didn't even know I had it. I knew I was infections, and they're giving me the pseudomonas. Cipro. Didn't do me any good. It just made me worse. It created such a problem. You have no idea. I couldn't eat, couldn't digest, but I still couldn't deal with the problem. It didn't deal with the problem. You have no idea the antics I had to do to eat, go to the bathroom. I don't want to tell you, scare you. But I learned how to save my own life. But right now I'm fine. But I had to tell the doctor what to do. I said, "Can we do it this way?" And I did lots of the doctor says no. But this one said yes, and it's so. It works. Go straight to the cancer site, why not? Why not go to this site? Why go through the bloodstream? The intestine, what's the point? See, I think a lot of people don't have enough confidence to do the injections, which is a little bit complicated. But I got the nerves, it doesn't bother me. So, I don't know where I'm going with that. I didn't mean to put you to sleep or anything.
I was in a mental hospital a while back, and when they first bring you in there, they hold you down. They hold you down to a bed and give you a shot. And I don't remember if they gave me a shot this one time, but I couldn't sleep for 10 days and 10 nights in a row.
From the
and
shock?
I was talking constantly. But in my mind, I was thinking of my family, my father, my mother, my brothers, and it was
But your
like
behavior was different.
I was arguing with them. You know, I was like saying everything I ever wanted to say to them, and it was 10 days and 10 nights with no sleep, and it was horrible. It was a horrible experience, but I remember you saying that you didn't sleep for like days.
Well, I didn't have any of that going on in my mind.
Yeah, well,
No, I had stress. Not just psychological stress, but bad doctor-caused stress. That's it. It was like dangerous for my heart, dangerous to everything. I have no control over my heartbeats. I don't know how to regulate my heartbeats. Why should I? See? And so I have control of my blood pressure because my blood pressure tells me something's wrong. And maybe I ate something. And I find that blood pressure, let me just divert a little bit. The blood pressure can be affected, and your ability to do exercise. I have one of those, what do you call it, walking machines. Treadmill. And it has little readouts, heartbeat, how many calories you burn. Now there are times I can do, I haven't been on it for a couple of weeks, I've been too busy, but there are times I can do over 400 calories in 26 minutes. That's a lot for my age. I sweat like going up the hill 3.6 miles an hour, 12% grade. Then next day, only 200. Because my digestion is not perfect yet. Some little food gets stuck there because your diabetes makes you sometimes if you eat just a little bit too much, it slows the process of food through your stomach, and it gets there. It's the splenic flexure. I think it's the word splenic, the flexure of some kind. It's a little place where it curves around near the heart, and so the heart reacts to that. So it won't so the machine would not let me walk because the heartbeat was faster because the food just got slowed down there, and I could feel it. I always feel that there. Didn't know what it was. But is the food's not moving through the intestines properly. And so therefore kind of gets stuck. So it sticks. It will eventually go down. And maybe you don't have enough fiber or something. It could be that, anything. But to me, if I eat a little too much, I can feel it, and I can guarantee you, I can go on that machine, it won't let me walk. But if it won't let you walk, it won't let you run, it won't let you do other things. So your diet can actually make you unable immediately, like that. So that you just don't want to walk. You can't run, your heart's going too fast already. Blood pressure's going up. I can go put my blood pressure on it, up it goes. It connects. And nothing's happened yet. That's just 2 minutes worth. So how important it is to, before you, when you're taking Cipro, I'm getting the right word, I'm not making mistakes. If you're taking Cipro and it's messing up your stomach, it's also messing up your ability to have exercise and do other things. It's supposed to cure something, but it also makes you worse in other ways. You can't stay on your medication. You've got to get off it as soon as possible. You really got to, it's okay to take things as little as possible, but change your lifestyle. Understand, most of you don't understand your own bodies. My body talks to me. I haven't taken my blood sugar for a week. I don't need to because I know what to eat. Now I have to admit, Connie made some very delicious chocolate cake. And she persuaded me it was all nuts and stuff. I said, oh, goody, goody. It was delicious. But then I got some not sugar, but maple syrup in some of it. Oh, she forgot to tell me. I'm still going to eat it anyway. No, just kidding. But the thing is, you really need, when I look at people eating, in a restaurant. You watch me eating, I don't eat much. And as you get older, you don't need much. But as you get older and you're not happy, you eat not only what would be ordinary if you were young and running around and working, but you eat more. And then you become bloated. And then you start to really get sick. Food will kill you. I don't care how good the food is, it will kill you. You don't need that much. This is up your alley, isn't it?
Well, my patients come in to see me and they say, "Doc, what can I do to prevent cancer?" And so I said, the first thing is, if you're smoking, stop.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, if you keep in mind that about 65% of Americans are either obese or overweight, if you get down to your ideal weight, you can decrease the chance of cancer by 50 to 100%.
This is absolutely astonishing. For a man of my age, with all the operations I've had, you know, but started off by an operation I really didn't need, if I knew what prostate problems are caused from, is not eating right. It's because then your body becomes a bog, a poisonous bog, and then there's a little bit of membrane between in a man. There's a little membrane, very thin, that is between the intestine and what's that little gland?
Prostate.
The prostate, yes, a little prostate, a little membrane. Then that gets infected, and that affects the urinary system. See, so you never cure it, and so it gets swollen, and then it blocks free flow. And so pretty soon you can't go, and you have to have an operation. All you have to do is just the way you eat, and also the way you think. Stop thinking about sex so much, which didn't apply to me that much, but the point is, maybe a little bit. But the point is, because that also creates an enlargement of the prostate. That serves a purpose, to drive you to do something that's what makes the bull smash a fence down to service a cow, because he can't go to the bathroom otherwise, so to speak. I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's something nobody will tell you. So stop thinking about women and eat less. And take a good laxative just one time and eat my poopy porridge with lots of fiber. Oh dear. Any other discussion? I think we've had a very enjoyable afternoon together. And if there's anything you would like a finishing touch to, you okay, sir?
Yeah.
Feeling better now?
Yeah.
Think you could get rid of the...
I understand.
You can get rid of the depression? Because you're only longing for your brother in the grave. That's where your depression's coming from. Because when he's there, you're there with him. You're connected. You're connected in the grave. Now, I want to say something about a Jesus. Being Jewish, so I'm not really Christian and pushing Christianity on you. I'm not pushing Judaism on you, but I'm saying there's something about him that's different. If you believe in him and he says, I've come to just tell you that God forgives you. I say you were forgiven before you were born, because everybody is born into this misery, and it's the misery that cries out voluntarily, please save me. I don't want to do this anymore. Well, that's what God's waiting for, your free will. So you're not born with free will. You're born subject to the world. And so that subjectivity is, you cannot survive it. And you're not supposed to survive it. You can live in the life from the lives of others and become a tyrant and have all the riches and money in the world while making people miserable. And so therefore the tyrant serves a purpose, because amongst the general population, people become miserable, and actually some people die because they just are not strong enough to even look for the truth and find the truth. But there's always these special kinds of people who actually eventually realize that the pain drives them to something they've always wanted and didn't know that. See? And in the beginning of my discussion, before many of you people came, and I said to everybody, and I'll say it again because we have new people, that the only qualification that you have for salvation is what God gives you when you were born. So everybody has this in them, and it's like this. Before I can remember not being able to speak, being a baby, but just having sort of like a blank world around me, and just sort of being in space and thinking a thought that is an equivalent to English, which is a wordless thought. But it's all intuition is wordless thoughts, which is understood by the person. See? Because I'm expressing wordless thoughts, I'm putting them into word, but it translates back into wordless. I see, that's a wordless. It goes back again. That's what I do is magical that way. So I remember being in that space. It was just a fraction of a second. Here I'm 84. But I remember it put it in my mind. What am I here for? That's it. Nothing more. And something that put that in me said, you'll know. And I've been happy ever since. I've survived, got infected, disinfected, so on and so forth. So, how many understand that? See? So you have that in you. And as long as that's there, that the longing for that, the fulfillment of that becomes more intense. And it becomes a driving force, a longing. And what love is? Longing. Love is always longing, and it's never completely fulfilled. Because you'd be God if you were fulfilled, you'd be God. You're always longing, you're always looking for love, but the trouble is you're looking outwardly for it. Because what happens is, you've been infected, therefore displaced by the thing that traumatized you, and therefore it cries to the traumatizing agents, whoever they are. It's in the Matrix. You can pick one up in the street. You marry it. So that's all there is to it. So that longing begins to when you start to see all the things, the icky things you've done, at first you think it's good because you're deceived. You go through a life of deception. But once you see that really it's not working, then you say, nothing works. What is with this? I can't do this anymore. Where do I go? Drugs? That doesn't work either. So then something that said to you when you were a little boy or a little girl starts to make sense. And the longing becomes a little bit of trickle fulfillment. Or sometimes, like the black American I spoke to you about, some of you weren't here, he ran down the street naked, crazy, trying to tear his eyes out, because he didn't want to see, so horrible. And they hosed him down, and the SWAT team came and put him in jail. He listened to my program. And but now he's only got one eye. But see what it drives you to, the pleasure of pulling your own eyeballs out. You don't want that to happen. But also say, I can't stand this anymore, I'd rather be dead. And it will talk to you and you'll kill yourself. And it'll put you in that state where you will go there. See that?
Yeah, I've had thoughts once in a while like that.
No more.
But I never went deep. It crossed my mind.
No, but it could happen. You need to walk out of here with head high. Enjoy your life. You're on your own now. And God is your pilot, not your brother. Let him go. You made your mistake. Don't make it with anybody else. That doesn't mean to say you have to be a prude, mean, aloof. Am I aloof?
No.
See that? I'm your friend. But I'm not attached to you, and you're not attached to me. Just my presence helps you. See? I don't have to say anything. I didn't have to say anything to Joyce. You sat there. Did you feel there's something warm in your heart? Bang. Where did that come from? I didn't do anything. Came from somewhere. She wanted that. She needed that little ritual, didn't you? You're going to be fine.
I'm sorry?
You're going to be fine.
Good. Thanks.
You feel different, don't you?
It's good news.
Well, when things slow down, I say we go out to get some fresh air and not just try to use up the time to force stuff out of you. But thank you very much. I've enjoyed you, and I do hope you enjoy the place, and I'll see you tomorrow.